You're tuning into the Post Callout Show on Eagle Eye TV. I'm your host, Molly Vines. Tonight was a huge night for SGA. Auburn students had the opportunity to vote for their major candidates to represent them in SGA in the upcoming school year. Here are the results. SGA President runoff Jacqueline Keck, SGA President runoff Brock Hendon, SGA Vice President Justin Smith, SGA Treasurer Frank McEwen, and Miss Auburn Ashley Moats. Before we meet the newly elected candidates, here are the results of referendums found on this year's ballot. Students voted on a referendum that would increase the student activities fee. Currently, the fee is at $45, and the referendum planned to increase that fee to $54 for the 2017-2018 school year, and an additional $3 increase each year until 2022. This fee increase would help fund student liability coverage for anyone involved in student organizations on campus. It would go towards renovating the Student Act and many more projects centered around student life on campus. This referendum did not pass. If you weren't able to meet the candidates on the concourse this week, you'll get to hear from them tonight. But first, here's a recap of the callouts on Cater Lawn.
And your Miss Auburn is Ashley Moats.
Your SGA Treasurer, Frank McEwen. Your SGA Vice President, Justin Smith. SGA President has ended in a runoff and will be voted upon Thursday between the following two candidates: Jacqueline Keck and Brock Hendon.
Hey everyone, War Eagle and I'm Molly Vines. I'm here with SGA President runoff Jacqueline Keck. Jacqueline, will you tell me what your initial reactions were when you first heard runoff and then when you heard your name?
Yes, well, so we thought our runoff was inevitable. We had actually four absolutely great candidates. I'm really thankful to run against those guys. So we knew that it was tough competition from the beginning, so we weren't super surprised, but we're really excited to move forward as a team. I'm going to get this knocked out the second time.
Right, so what's your plan for these next 2 days?
Yeah, so I'll be honest, I have no clue. So being the candidate, I don't know what happens in my campaign. All my campaign manager, Hannah Johnston, takes care of everything. I have an awesome team around me, so super thankful for them. And so I'm about to go to a meeting and they're going to tell me exactly what I'm about to do. So
great. Well, I hope the next 2 days go really well for you.
Thank you.
Do you mind telling us again what your campaign's all about and Yeah, if you would tell me about that.
Absolutely, yeah. So my campaign is built on two things, academic success and student success, and also improved student life. And so under the academic success portion, we'd really love for students to have a Kaplan test prep center on campus that allows them to better prepare for graduate school and things to come so that they can be competitive in the marketplace. Secondly, we'd love to expand the Auburn Intern Housing Initiative, which is a program that I started here on campus that allows students to live with host families so they can mitigate the cost of living in cities like DC and LA, where living costs are anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 per summer on top of an unpaid internship. So I'd love to see that expanded, and a few enrollment changes that just allow our student success to go far beyond our years here at Auburn. And then student life, game day experience, the ticketing system, hot topic. We'd love to do guest ticketing systems to where you can buy them preseason when you buy your tickets, or a day of game trade-in option. And so that kind of allows the type A students and the type B students to kind of have all bases covered. And then we'd love for students to be able to submit with what it is that they want in the student section to eat, and then we'll take a campus-wide vote on that. And then a few renovations to dining, bringing a wellness kitchen style venue closer to campus, a little bit more affordable, a little bit cheaper, and more seats so that it can accommodate a few more students.
Okay, well, I know you're gonna be running against Brock.
Yes.
And for anybody coming in and you didn't know, runoff callouts will be on Thursday at 10 o'clock. So Jacqueline and Brock will both be campaigning for these next 2 days, and students will be able to vote when?
Yes, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. this Thursday.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm not going to hold you too long because I know you got that meeting to go to.
Thank you.
But it's great to talk to you. And after this short commercial break, we're going to talk with another candidate that just came in. I'm your host, Molly Vines, and this is Jacqueline Keck.
Tzatziki's is more than a restaurant. It's a new take on the old idea that great food brings people together. Around our table, we bring together families and friends, husbands and wives, parents and children, boyfriends, girlfriends, old friends, new friends.
The reason I started this restaurant was after a trip to Greece that me and my wife took. Came back with a passion that I felt while we were in Greece with the food and the relationships that we were building. I said, this is my calling. This is what I want to do.
Tzatziki's has a really strong culture. Tzatziki's has a really strong following. We really have a phenomenal product. We're seeing more and more stores have record weeks. That growth in the average store volume increasing is very, very exciting. The more we can embrace the founder's philosophy and passion for what we are and take that to every single location, the more successful we're going to be.
We're going to create relationships, and our food is just a tool to do that. It's important to our brand.
We want you to build your legacy in your community, and we want to do that by giving you the tools to make sure you are successful.
And the vision was built on creating relationships. So our franchisees, our partners have to do the same thing. If they don't see that vision, it'll never exist. We're just another restaurant. And we're not another restaurant. We're Tzatziki's.
Hey guys, welcome back. War Eagle, I'm Molly Vines, and I am here with SGA President Runoff, Brock Hendon. Brock, tell me about your initial reactions when you first heard Runoff, and then that little pause, and then you heard your name.
Right, yeah, it was a little bit of a moment when I was just like, what's going to go next? I always kind of had in the back of my mind that, this is God's plan over my own, and whatever happens is meant to be, and that's what's best for Auburn. And so, obviously, it was a moment when I was a little bit nervous. I was like, here we go, this could be interesting. But I called my name, and everyone started jumping around, and I was really excited. Obviously, overjoyed to be in this opportunity. It's a unique opportunity. It doesn't I don't think it happens very often. I need to check that out. But it's really cool just to have this opportunity. Jacqueline's a great friend, a great person, and someone that I've served along with inside SGA and other roles for the past few years. So know her really well and have the most respect for her. And would also like to say congrats to Caleb and David on great campaigns. It was a really fun week, and was really proud just the way that the communication flowed so well throughout the week. And we'll be able to look back in a few years or even next week and just be friends. And I was really excited just for the way and the nature of the campaign week. It was really fun. It was really exciting. There were times where it was stressful, but it was a blast. And now we have another one, and when we're really looking forward to getting to that tomorrow, really tonight in about 15 to 20 minutes, we'll be really starting to think of a plan and go from there. So yeah.
So do you know your plan for the next 2 days?
Right. So obviously my team is really excited. So it's a lot of adrenaline flowing through right now, but they're meeting right now and really kind of formulating how we look at these next 2 days and how we make sure that we reach the student, whether it's the student who voted the first time, maybe for a different candidate, maybe for myself, or maybe didn't vote at all. You've got to make sure that we're reaching students again. Kind of like our plan and our purpose today was just to reach students, continue to push our message of a rock solid experience, and that's kind of probably my initial thoughts on a plan. I'm sure my team kind of knows better than I do. I have to give them credit for getting me here. They've done so much selflessly this week, given up so much time, and whether it be study time, sleep time, eating time, whatever it is, they've given a lot of time and a lot of sacrifice to help me get to this point, and so thankful for them. But yeah, we've got to continue to keep working and just pushing our vision for Auburn and making sure that students know what we want to do and why we want to do it and how it's going to get done.
Yeah, do you mind updating me on what your vision is, what your campaign's all about?
Absolutely. So obviously been asked a couple times the past few days, but it's really cool to kind of break it down. So my slogan is Brock Solid, a little bit cheesy. Some people look at me like, Brock, are you 6 years old? No, I'm 21, and that's my actual slogan. But you kind of have my initial thought behind that was like, I want every student at this university to have a Brock Solid experience. Now, what does that mean? We're here at Auburn for a very short amount of time, whether it's 3.5 if you're flying through, or 4, or 5, 6 if you're lucky, whatever it is. We're here at Auburn for a very short amount of time. We've got to make sure that every student has an experience that is Brock Solid, and that kind of breaks down into two different components: student access and student success. So student access talks about how can we use your voice to formulate change in our initiative. So how can we use the student voice to be part of changing SGA major initiatives? Some of those being, student ticketing in the football stadium. How do we continue to use your feedback from this past year to make that the best stadium, the best game day experience in the South in the fall? Another thing would be parking. We've got to continue to use your feedback on parking, whether it's talking about parking near a residence hall or whether it's talking about parking near the Rec and Wellness Center. We've got to continue to talk about that. One way I think it'd be cool to really start that conversation for a student parking deck by 2020. I think that'd be a really unique initiative that we can push, and we have a lot of student feedback on parking, as you probably can guess. Another thing in student access talks about printing. We've got to make sure that printing is simple and easy for students, maybe using e-bill instead of the credit card system, but we've got to make sure that it's easy for students to use and accessible so you can slide in, print your work, go to class and get an A. So that's all it comes down to for that. And then lastly, on student access, using your voice, is cafeteria style dining and the dining overall, the dining experience. Like I said, cafeteria style dining, maybe in Foy, have a swipe system for that, and go in and really have an opportunity to sit down, eat a nice, well-balanced meal for an affordable swipe instead of a price. And then, we also have an idea to possibly talk with dining to move Starbucks down to maybe where ABP is, and then make it more of a cafe-style study space with some really cool, study lounge chairs. I think that'd be really cool, and just make it more of a cozy little place to study with your friends or study before a big test. Have a full-scale cafe down there with a lot more dining options instead of just drink options. And then you move, something into that Starbucks place, and that's where we talk about a referendum for 2018. Have a referendum similar to what we had tonight for the fee increase, but have a referendum that lets students decide what restaurant goes there. Maybe it's Subway, maybe it's Firehouse, maybe it's Zaxby's, for all I know. We have to make sure that student voice is in dining. So talk about student access. What do we mean by student success? Well, that's how my administration can help you. First way we do that is through through academics. So my parents tell me all the time, they told me just a few minutes ago, Brock, please don't forget about academics. Big, important part of school. One way we can do that is through the implementation of dead days, whether it be that Thursday or Friday, or different policies are kind of still in the work with how we do that. But up to 85% of students said that this should be a top academic priority of the university in our most recent survey. So that's a big thing we're really going to push, dead days before final exams. Another thing, we've got to continue to promote diversity and inclusion here at Auburn. That's not an issue that's just Auburn. That's not an issue that's just our state or our Southeastern Conference. That's our country right now. We've got to make sure that we make that a top priority, both in the student center with students and also around campus in the different academic buildings and academic arenas, and in Sanford Hall as well. So I'm really looking forward to continue what the provost has started with the climate survey, to continue to use change, continue to think of other ideas with, starting with education and conversation and then implementation. We've got to make sure that that's a top priority. Another big thing under student success, we've got to make sure that students have resources for issues like sexual assault prevention and suicide prevention. Those are two big topics. I personally have been affected by suicide. I had a friend commit suicide when I was in 8th grade, and had no idea what he was going through. And so I think QPR training for suicide is really important, just to understand kind of how to spot that, and how that, as a student with another student, it's very beneficial for two students to be trained in this and be able to see what they're going on. Obviously, college is hard and there's tough days, but we always want students to have resources to go to, like QPR, like Green Dot program for sexual assault. And then lastly, for kind of student success, we want to talk about drop-off zones. I would love to have drop-off zones around campus, maybe 4 around Central Campus, maybe it be on South College, or maybe it be down by Roosevelt or on Magnolia, wherever it is. We've got to make sure that students can get to class quickly and safely. So if you're getting a ride from your friend or your sister or your brother, like I give my sister rides all the time, but I jam up traffic on Magnolia. So I think it'd be really cool to see some sort of a drop-off zone in there where you can let whoever you're driving class get out and go to class, and then maybe you come back and pick them up, go get breakfast, and your day's off to a great start. So drop-off zones are something that's really cool initiative that we're really talking about. Make sure that students can get to class safely and quickly. So that's kind of breaks down Brock Solid. That's all the slogan is. It's cheesy, but something that we're sticking to, because we do want every student to have a Brock Solid experience here. So student access and student success, we're planning to make it continue to push that vision these next few days.
Yeah, it seems like you have a lot of plans here.
Absolutely.
And that's great.
Yeah.
There's one thing I realized, and I know a lot of people have argued about this,
Right.
and it's with the game day.
Right.
And
yeah.
Jacqueline had her plan. What exactly is your plan further with that?
Right. I think we both had similar ideas. We hear about student feedback on game day, and on how we can continue to make sure that that's the best student section in the country. My idea was pretty simple. As far as guest ticketing, we've got to make sure that we look at that policy, see how we can fix that to make it affordable, make sure that it's accessible, and it's quick and easy. That's how it comes down to, is how do people don't know how to get a guest ticket, and maybe it is just setting a one-set price. So if you wanted to go to the game and I wasn't going to the game, and you had a friend that was also going to the game, you could buy my ticket and transfer it for a set price for your friend to get into the game. And easy as that. You pay me, and then you pay a set price for the university for athletics, and you'll both go to the game, have a great time. So pretty simple on athletics. That's not to say that we won't continue to use feedback, because everything can always be improved. It's like our lives. We want to be good people, and we want to be good students and good friends, but we can always continue to improve on what we do well, and we also can continue to work on our weaknesses. So that's kind of the athletic policy there. We got to continue to make sure that's a top priority, and continue to make sure that student feedback is what is the basis of that conversation.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us,
thank
Brock.
you. This has been fun.
Yeah. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and after that we're going to talk to the new Vice President, Justin Smith. I'm your host, Molly Vines. right, welcome back, y'all. War Eagle. I'm Molly Vines, and I am here with SGA's new Vice President, Justin Smith. Justin, tell me your first reactions during callouts when you heard your name.
Well, actually, I didn't hear my name, so I was just surrounded by a bunch of people, and they started jumping up and down. I was like, well, I guess that means I got it, you know? And it just was unbelievable. I just couldn't hear or see anything. People were shaking you around. It was awesome. It was really fun, though.
That's great. Will you tell me about this past week during campaign week? Just reflect on that a little bit.
Yeah, so campaign week has been an experience of a lifetime. Even if I hadn't won, I'd still say that. It was really just a wonderful experience. Meeting new people, learning more about myself, learning more about people in general. I don't know if I'd run a campaign again, like going through the whole thing, but I'm really happy with the end that happened.
All right. So as Vice President, what's the next thing you're going to do?
Well, part of my platform is starting a new senator orientation program. So now that we have new senators, that's something that I have to get on the ball with right now, setting up that class and that program for them. Awesome.
Well, congratulations. Is there anything else you want to say?
Thank you so much for everyone that helped out with my campaign. This has been so wonderful. I can't thank you enough, and I'm ready to serve Auburn University. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Right after the break, we're going to sit down with Auburn's new SGA Treasurer, Frank McEwen. I'm your host, Molly Vines.
This is a place where it only takes a second to imagine your future. Grasp a new concept in class. Inspire a child's curiosity. Discover a real-world solution. Seize an unexpected opportunity.
There goes Davis!
This is where you gain the preparation, confidence, and determination to succeed. This is Auburn.
Hey everyone, welcome back and War Eagle. I'm Molly Vines here with new SGA Treasurer Frank McEwen. Frank, will you tell me a little bit about your initial reactions right when you were out there at callouts and you just heard your name?
Oh, I didn't know what to think, honestly. Like, I heard my name and then I kind of got lifted in the air and like thrown around everywhere. And so I was unbelievably excited, and everyone was like pushing, shoving, like there's so much screaming. It was amazing. I don't even know what I was thinking at that point. So,
yeah, I'm sure it's just a quick moment. Now you're just like, yeah,
oh, yeah.
Right?
It was awesome.
So tell me about this last week in campaign week.
Okay, well, this last week was literally one of the most incredible experiences of my life. The people I had around me just made it incredible. I couldn't have gotten even anywhere close to doing it without them, and I'm just like really thankful and really blessed to have had them around me. But yeah, this week was one of the most fun experiences of my life. It's probably the most fun I'd ever want to have again. Just a really, really intense, like somewhat stressful, but really, really enjoyable week. So
great. So what's your next plans? Plans as treasurer. Next thing.
Next plans. Once I'm officially in office, something I ran on was really working to make sure that we use the money that we have more efficiently, so that the money that I didn't get to hear if the referendum passed, because I don't think they talked about it.
I did not hear that either.
I didn't hear about it. But if we get the money from that, I do think that before we're applying that money, we need to be able to use the money that we have more efficiently, and that's what I was talking about with the audit of the SAPs, partnering with the Masters of Accounting students. I think that'd be a really great opportunity. So that would be a really big project, and I think it needs to get started pretty soon if it's going to happen in any sort of tangible time. So
awesome. Well, is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody that supported me and everybody that was by my side through this entire week. It's really just been an unbelievable experience, and I couldn't have done it without those around me. So yeah, thank you all so much, and God bless.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, Frank. We're going to go to a short commercial break, and then after that, I'm going to sit down with Auburn's new Miss Auburn, Ashley Moats. I'm your host, Molly Vines.
I hope that you've been able to learn a strong work ethic surrounded by character, integrity, perseverance, so that when your 1 second comes, you'll be prepared for it.
Chris Davis.
45, there goes Davis!
Your 1 second, our 1 second is now. And our lives have been guided by the principles of one of the greatest academic institutions in the country, Auburn University.
Hey y'all, welcome back and War Eagle. I'm Molly Vines and I am here with Auburn's Miss Auburn, Ashley Moats. All right, Ashley, will you tell me a little bit about your initial reaction, right, when you heard your name in callouts and just how you felt?
I was honestly just shocked and then overcome with joy. Like, I was so excited to get to share with Auburn this week my passion for people with disabilities because of my sister, and just like in that moment it was all for her and all for other people with disabilities that don't currently have the same opportunities we as Auburn students have. And so just that the fact that everyone around me was surrounded me with love and joy and just support, and that truly meant the world to me, and that they were surrounding me for Anna and others like her, and not for me, but for them.
Right. It's exciting.
Yes.
Do you want to reflect a little bit about campaign week and just tell me how that all went?
Yes, it was all super exciting, super tiring, but super fun. Probably my favorite part was after we first started doing organization visits, people coming up to me on the concourse or in different places and telling me why my platform meant something to them, like they had a brother or they had a sister or a neighbor or they're a special education major and just had a heart for people with disabilities. It truly, like, that was the best part of the week, because I was just like, this is why I'm doing this, and it means something to other people, and everyone else like feels the same way about this that I do, and other people coming up to me and saying that, like, through seeing the social media that we shared and through just seeing the way I talked about my sister, the way others talked about people with disabilities, like their perception was already changed, and they were able to see, that people with disabilities are so much more than their disability. They have dreams and passions and goals just like you and I do, and so that was the best part of the week. So.
Yeah, it's certainly heartwarming.
Yes.
So tell me, what are your plans for this next year?
Okay, so my platform is called Awesome Dreams, if you haven't gotten to hear it yet, and it's about making uniquely Auburn dreams come true for people with disabilities. And so what that looks like completely depends on what that person loves and what they're passionate about. What it'll look like is we've already gotten to make two come true. Drew, who's 21 years old and has autism and loves tennis, his dream was to meet the Auburn University tennis team, and he not only got to meet them, but play in a practice with them, play one-on-one with the #1 men's tennis player, and just, it was truly, they welcomed him to the team, and it was truly an incredible experience. And then Anna, who's my younger sister, loves to sing and dance, and it was her dream to be an Auburn University singer, and she got to go on stage and perform with us. And so that's what it'll look like, making more dreams like that come true here on Auburn's campus, in hopes of not just making those dreams come true, but increasing interactions people on Auburn's campus get to have with people with disabilities, because a lot of people just never have the opportunity to have a personal encounter with someone with a disability, and they don't get the opportunity to see how capable they are, and how wonderful and intelligent and talented they are, and how they have passions and goals just like we do. And so that's another goal. And then my end goal with my platform is to help start a collegiate program here at Auburn for people with disabilities, with a curriculum tailored to their specific needs and their abilities, so they're able to come to Auburn and be students just like you and me, because I believe that they deserve that same opportunity. And so we actually had people signing a petition this week on the concourse showing that, Auburn students are passionate about this, and they believe that there should also be a collegiate program here for people with disabilities, and believe they deserve it as well. And so those are my goals with my platform. And so, yes.
So how are you planning on tying your FLP group into this?
Yes, and so I really want my FLP group to be a part of helping make more dreams come true, because that's the biggest part, is making those dreams come true. I want to partner with best buddies and figure out, find out all of their buddies' dreams, and then just start working on making them happen. And I believe the freshmen can be a huge part in making that happen, and also start getting ideas from them on how we can start the collegiate program, and any ideas they might have that we can take to administration and show them how much the student body cares about this.
That's great. All right. Well, congratulations, Ashley.
Thank you so much.
Do you have anything else that you want to say?
No, just thank you so much for your support and believing in my platform, and just know that your vote, it wasn't for me, it was for my sister and others just like her, and whoever you love or care about that has a disability, that you want to have opportunities just like you and me. And so thank you so much. It truly means the world, and I'm overwhelmed with, so much love and joy has been poured out to me this week, and I'm just so thankful. And to God be the glory for it all. So thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us, and you've all just met your new SGA candidates. So good night, Auburn, and War Eagle.